guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build and to another installment of the Squish. Today we are building kind of a quirky shack type tiny house in a garden for a grandmother, and I had so much fun building this because like I said, it's very quirky and colorful and it's really small. It definitely qualifies as a micro home, as you'll see in the top corner, and a majority of the space I'm using is actually outdoor space. Both the downstairs and upstairs porches. So we have a balcony up top and then that front porch. And the inside space is so tiny, but it worked out really well. And we built this in the world of Brindleton Bay. And I actually built this over on my Twitch channel over the past week. It was over 2 different streams. So it was a really fun time. And I think the first stream is now up on my second channel, MsGryphi, down below if you'd like to watch the full playback. And of course, I'll also have my Twitch channel linked down below as well if you'd like to attend one of the streams and be there. It's so much fun building with you guys and kind of making it a collaborative process. So a lot of the different decisions that we made in this build were based on suggestions you guys left. And actually, Simgru Ninja popped into the stream for a while, and that was really, really cool. He actually popped in right as I was going off about all the things that I'd like to see The Sims 4 have, like improved babies and cars and ladders and spiral staircases and all of that kind of stuff. And he happened to pop in right then and there, which was very funny. But that was a really cool experience. But anyway, we are working on the landscaping of this build. It's a bright yellow build with bright green stairs, and I kind of loved that. I placed down the green stairs and was like, wait, I love this. I've never used green stairs in my builds before. They're always like really neutral, or they could be bricks or stones, but they're like black or white or brown. I've never used green before, and I thought it was a kind of fun idea. Some of you guys were like, what are you doing? But I really enjoyed it. It was a little something different to put into this quirky house, and so that's what we did. And of course, outside we have a woodworking bench, a flower arranging table, tons of gardening space, and a bunch of planter pots as well. You'll see me adding those. And apologies if the recording pauses too much. I tried my best to cut as much of it out as possible, but if it pauses, it's just because I was pausing to read chat and communicate with you guys during the stream. But I think I cut most of that out, so it should be fine. But anyway, we are continuing to work on the landscaping. I love these low-lying bushes that came with Island Living. I overuse them so much in every build, so of course I'm using them here to place around. And I used a lot of these evergreen trees as well because we are in the backwoodsy area of Brindleton Bay. This is actually the hindquarter hideaway lots, which you can see in the upper left-hand corner. If you were ever curious what lot I'm building on, it's usually listed up there. I also put the trash can in the front of the house. A lot of times I try and hide them off to the side, but I think that one is really cute. I don't remember what pack it's from, but it's so cute. Like, I never thought I'd think a trash can is cute, but here we are. But this is the little gardening patch I put in the back. We're just drying that out, and we're going to put a little low-lying fence around it to make it look a little bit more purposeful. I just really like how this house came out. I really like doing builds that have lots of outdoor space, and I feel like tiny living really lends itself to that idea, if that makes sense. But speaking of tiny living, I have a couple more things that are sort of tiny coming out, but I do want to step away from tiny builds a little bit in the next week or so because I feel like they're just everywhere right now, and I've built so many of them. I think just taking a step back, getting some more inspiration, and working on some other things. One of the things I'm working on was supposed to be tiny that I started over on my Twitch channel last night, and I might continue tonight, is like a wedding venue in Sulani, and it was intended to be tiny. And some of the structures are really small, but it's not a tiny lot whatsoever, and I'm really enjoying that. So that'll probably be out on the channel later this week. And I also started a mansion build. So that's a little bit the opposite of what we usually do on the channel. I have no idea how many rooms or how many bedrooms or anything it's going to be because I haven't gotten to that part yet. I'm still working on the outside, but it's on a 64 by 64 lot. So I'm very excited to finish that and share it with you guys. Probably going to spend some time tonight working on that. I got pretty far last night. I have probably like 3 or 4 hours into it already. and I'm really enjoying it. So that's really refreshing. So some bigger builds are coming soon. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions for bigger builds or tiny houses, because I will be taking suggestions still for those. And when we do readdress them, probably not that long from now, I'm probably just going to take a couple days off from them. And then we'll be back with a new squish build soon. But I'm having so much fun just exploring different build styles, especially doing stuff on stream has just been the best because you guys give me so many cool ideas. So I appreciate that, even just in the form of comments for suggestions on what you'd like to see on the channel as well. But here we are adding some fencing in the front. This is debug fencing. I think it came with base game. For some reason, it makes me think of cats and dogs. It could be from Cats and Dogs. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's really cute and it worked really well for this lot. So that's what we're doing here. And then I think we're going to be heading inside shortly because there's not too much we haven't done outside yet. Speaking of which, I did cut out a lot of the footage of me placing rocks around the pond area to make it look more natural because I spent so much time, like so much real time on that it probably would have been very frustrating to watch back all of it. I was getting frustrated editing it. I was like, oh my gosh, how long did I spend placing these rocks? Because it's a very long time. So I did get rid of a lot of that, but I made it look as natural as I could using a lot of rocks from debug. One rock in particular I always use when I'm trying to make things look natural is like this long, like it almost looks like a cliffside, but not really. It's a big rock that's from the Show Live Edit Objects from Get Together. And so I used that a lot in this particular lot, and I think it worked out pretty well in the end. And then over here, over behind the pond, I do add a little fire pit with some places to sit, and then behind the house, we do have our laundry facilities as well. So you can definitely use the new, it's not new, why do I want to call it new? Laundry Day came out so long ago. We're working on our second community voted stuff pack right now, which if you guys haven't voted yet, the Create a Sim items are available to be voted on now. You can find that on the main screen of your Sims game when you load it up, or it's been shared on Twitter. I did retweet it earlier, so definitely go vote on the items that we're going to be seeing in our new knitting, arts and crafts themed pack because I'm just very excited. There's some really cute stuff in there. So very curious what you guys voted for. If you already voted, and if not, you should go vote because we actually get to help pick this pack, which is so cool. So we'll probably end up with a really awesome like final pack like we did with Laundry Day. Laundry Day is my favorite stuff pack, and we got to choose everything in it. So that was a really cool process, and I'm really glad that we're getting to do it again. And honestly, I just said it's my favorite pack, and I don't know where Tiny Living lays in my favorite packs. I really like the pack. I just don't know. I haven't like rethought about where it would lie in my pack list. So I'll have to think about that. But until I do, I'm just going to keep saying Laundry Day is my favorite. I'm not sure if Tiny Living beats it out or where it is in there, but I'll figure it out one of these days. But anyway, I used these counters from Parenthood because I thought they were the perfect color, this bright blue. And we have a little mini fridge and a microwave. You have absolutely everything you need, plus a little bit more in this kitchen. I think it worked out really well. I did think about using this TV from Tiny Living, the little like 3-in-1 unit. But I did get rid of it in the end because I felt like it didn't look right. And I really wanted to use that new clutter shelf that we got with Tiny Living with the little cups and like pot holders hanging off of it. And so I decided to put a TV up on that shelf instead. So we'll be changing that out in a little while. And I, of course, had to use this bed that came with the pack because it came in the yellow and the blue, which is kind of the theme of this house. So it was really exciting to get that in there. I love the new beds that came with that pack so much. Like, I feel like I'm just going to keep getting a lot of use out of them. And then I put some tile across the room to separate off the kitchen space from the living space. And I think that worked out pretty well in the end. I did change the tile a little later on, though, to be the linoleum that came with bowling night stuff. There it is. Because it just screamed grandma a little bit more to me, but also kept with the color scheme and this place being a little bit outdated. And that's also a cheaper thing to put down, linoleum, than like actual tile. So I liked the idea of doing that. But here is that shelf that I had mentioned. So we're going to be just adding a box TV up on top of it to make this area also functional as your living space and kitchen. And I wanted to have it on this wall instead of right across from the bed, because for your Sims to use the bed as like a seat to watch TV, they like sit on the side of the bed and look forward. So it made most sense to have the TV over in the kitchen area. So that's why I did place that there. And now we're adding a ton of clutter up here. And for some reason during this stream, I was just like, grandmas like baskets. That's what I said, and I'm sticking to it. And I don't know what that was about, but we added a ton of baskets because for some reason that was my what I came up with for why there was going to be a bunch of baskets in this house, and I'm fine with that. And then lots of little kitty statues. I added everything you could possibly need to have a cat in this house, or a few. There's one cat bowl inside, and then there is a kitty litter box out back. But you could obviously have more than one cat and using that space. I think it'd be cute having the cats outside. Maybe you could grow some catnip in the garden. I think that could be fun. So I did imagine that there is one Sim living here and they had somewhere between 1 and 7 cats. You can choose. You might want to add some more food bowls if you have a bunch of cats, but you could definitely add those outside. Yeah. Like maybe they're just all neighborhood cats and you feed them all. I think that's kind of a fun idea. Maybe I should add if I don't add it, you guys, if you download this, it'd be cool to add the lot trait on this lot that is like cats always welcome. I think that's what it's called, but it just makes it so there's like more stray cats. And I think that'd be a really fun thing to play with on this lot if you do go ahead and download it. And if you would like to download this lot, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery if you search Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi. That information is also down below, as well as a direct download link to the gallery website if it's easier for you to get it that way. And with that, we are just finishing up cluttering up this room, and then we only have the bathroom left to do after that. And I moved that cat scratch post around a bunch. I'm not entirely sure if it's blocking off the cabinet from being used to the dresser we have right next to the bed. Hopefully not, but if it is, you can always use the mirror to change your Sims outfits. You don't actually need a dresser. But here we are in the bathroom finally. I keep it pretty simple in here, and that's pretty much it. We're coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.